More than ever, it's imperative to boost your immune system. How do we do this without stressing out and feeling overwhelmed? Well, joining me today to tell us how to do this is Kristin Gil, who is a Master of Science, a registered dietitian, and a nutritionist. Thank you so much for joining me today, Kristin.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
We're talking about today how to boost our immune system because more than ever, everyone is talking about the importance of doing so. So how can we do this?
So I get a lot of questions on how to boost your immune system. Is there a supplement I should be taking? Is there a certain food I should be eating every day? Should I be drinking Emergency or doing Zicam nose spray to keep me from getting sick? And the question, it isn't really a certain food that you should be eating or a certain something that you should be doing every day, but there's a number of factors that play into boosting your immune system. And I'm going to go through them with you.
Okay.
So research has showed that the number one factor that contributes to boosting the immune system is not smoking. And for obvious reasons, when you're smoking, you're putting your body at a increased risk of getting certain disease states like cancers, high blood pressure. You're also causing inflammation in your body and just putting toxins into your body that make your body work harder than it has to. So not
able to breathe.
Yes, yeah, that's a big one too. So avoiding smoking is a big one. The next one is to eat a diet that's high in fruits and vegetables, and not just one type of fruit or one type of vegetables, but I always tell people to eat the rainbow, right? So every different color of fruit and vegetable provides us with different vitamins and minerals that our body needs.
And do that every day?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So not only eating carrots and cucumbers, but having, red, green, and yellow peppers, having white cauliflower, having really rich leafy greens like spinach and kale and mustard greens, different greens for your salad. Those are things that are going to really provide your body with the nutrients that you need.
Now, let me ask you this question. Avocado, for example, some people say it's a fruit, some people say it's a vegetable. I've had this debate with my teenager for so long, but some studies say that it's actually a bad fruit to have. Others say it's really good. So what is the take on that one?
So it is considered a fruit, but it is a fat when we look at the macronutrient breakdown of it. And it is a healthy fat to have in the diet. So like anything, we can eat too much of healthy foods as well. So should you eat, 2 avocados a day or multiple times a day? Probably not. But if you have, a half an avocado with a meal, that is a healthy, unsaturated fat that is a very good part to include in your diet. So the next tip I would say is to exercise regularly. I get a lot of questions.
Yay!
Yes. So I get a lot of questions on, exercise, when you should do it. And there's not really a specific time of day that's better than another. But, mixing up your routine, making sure you're getting strength training, cardiovascular training, yoga, all those different things, keeping the body guessing and just moving. We know that standing is better than sitting. So getting up, going for a walk. It doesn't have to be this vigorous workout routine every day, but get up and get moving. That's a big part of keeping our immune system healthy and strong. Another tip is to maintain a healthy body weight. So that's going to be different for every person, right? And we know that body mass index doesn't work for everyone. It doesn't work for my husband because he is very tall. So he is at a healthy weight, but his BMI says that he's overweight. So it's something that you really have to establish with your healthcare professionals, your primary care doctor, your registered dietitian, nutritionist, and being at a weight that you're comfortable at, not getting too focused on that number. But
I was going to say, Kristin, because I have been weighing myself every day of this week in different scales, and it's hilarious because they're never right. And it doesn't matter if I go at the same exact time and check out the same, to go to a different scale, it's always different. So is that what you're referring to? Don't stick to that number because
don't get
that number
too
is
hung
not
up.
really accurate.
Yeah, don't get too hung up on that number, especially females. We can fluctuate 5 pounds within a day because of hormones and different stages of the month. It's really not something that you need to hang your success on, is the weight. You want to make sure that you're healthy in other ways, that you're staying active, you're eating healthy, your cholesterol levels are normal, your blood pressure levels are normal, your vitamins and mineral levels are normal, your clothes fit well. So I would say steer away from stepping on the scale every day. If it's something you want to do once in a while, great, but definitely not regularly.
And Kristin, for people who are watching this and are thinking, well, how do I know what my cholesterol is and how do I do this? Because now, it's a time, the lockdown and COVID-19, all this, people are avoiding going to the doctor. What recommendations do you have for people to stay on top of that? Like, how can we do that, in the situation that we are today?
So you want to make sure that you are getting your cholesterol checked at least once a year so that you know your numbers. I always say that the proof is in the pudding. So get your blood checked regularly. You need to know what your vitamin D level is. You need to know what your cholesterol is. And if you don't have a primary care provider that's supporting that, it's you need to be an advocate for yourself. And if they won't write a script for you, then you need to find a new primary care doctor. I always say that you need to be your own advocate because no one knows your body and yourself more than you. So if you can't get to a lab, I wouldn't worry about it in the next couple months, but I would focus on things like making sure you're eating enough fruits and vegetables and whole grains so that you're getting enough fiber. That's a natural way to make sure that your cholesterol levels stay in a healthy range. Making sure that you're getting unsaturated fatty acids for most of your fats. So your olive oil, your unsalted nuts, nut butters, avocado versus baked goods, fried foods, fried meats, meat and chicken skin, ice cream, whole milk dairy. So you want to make sure, not that you can't eat those things because you still need a certain percentage of your calories need to come from saturated fats. It's about 7% per day if we want to get technical, but the majority of the time your fats are coming from those healthy unsaturated fat sources.
Now, Kristin,
and also exercise can help keeping cholesterol levels normal.
This all seems so overwhelming and it seems like so much information. Do we have to have a chart every day that, okay, I need to hit these categories? I mean, I've tried this so many times and I fail miserably. What is your recommendation? Like, what should we do? How can we do this without feeling overwhelmed and making sure that we're hitting all the different, the fiber, the vitamins, the fruits, all of that without stressing yourself and going nuts over it?
Yeah, I would say, don't try to, Rome wasn't built in a day. So don't try to do everything all in one day. If this is all sounds like a different language to you and it's a lot of new information, start with something simple. Like maybe you don't exercise and you're going to make a goal that 3 times a week for the next month, you're going to exercise for 30 minutes for those 3 times during that week. So making your goals achievable and sustainable. And then maybe you don't eat enough vegetables. So when you go to the store, say once a week, you're going to try to buy a different vegetable each time you go and try to incorporate that into your daily routine. So looking at the overall picture, choose small wins because those are the ones that are going to be sustainable, long-lasting, and overall beneficial for your health.
What about vitamins? Because when COVID-19 hit, everyone was talking about zinc and vitamin D, right? So I went and got zinc, I got the B12, and then I got the vitamin C, and then I go, wow, just put vitamin E and then vitamin D. So I'm ending up with all these bottles, right? Is this like okay to do? And then I also researched into, wait, gummies versus pills. Like there's a debate there too. So let's talk about the vitamins, this stuff.
Yes. So I think that supplements can be great when they're needed. Again, I think that you should get yearly blood work to see if you need a supplement. Most people do need, you know, a multivitamin because of our climate and where we live in upstate New York. You need a vitamin D supplement, but you don't want to get too crazy. You know, your water-soluble vitamins will be excreted, the ones that you don't need, but your fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K, can cause some toxicity because they're stored in our fat. So you want to be careful with just blindly taking supplements. You want to make sure that you talk to a professional who really knows about supplements and can look at your blood work and see areas that maybe a supplement would be beneficial. But I would really try hard not to pay attention to what you read on the internet and see in the media when it comes to supplements.
That's bad too, right?
Yeah. So
you're a dietitian and a nutritionist. So do you work with people in terms of like this, trying to figure out what exactly people need and diets? Like you work one-on-one with people?
Yes. So I work with adults, and I also primarily work with children now. And I work with children who have different disease states. So type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, obesity, eating disorder, thyroid disorder, growth hormone deficiency. So I work with kids in the endocrinology department, also kids in the cystic fibrosis population, so pulmonary. So they require a high fat, high calorie diet. So total opposite of what I do in endocrine. I work with kids in GI, so children that are diagnosed with celiac disease or IBS or Crohn's and colitis. I work with HIV children, so infectious disease, and also nephrology and rheumatology. So kind of pinpointing specialized diets for certain chronic illnesses.
So Kristin, what is your advice? We are in June now. They're saying that COVID is, you know, it's not over, that the worst hasn't happened, or it's not over. That when it comes to fall, you know, things are going to skyrocket again. So we still have a couple of months to prepare for this. What is your advice for the viewers who are watching this to try to boost their immune system and keep going?
So my advice would be to try as much as possible to minimize your stress. And I know that's easier said than done, especially in times like this. But stress causes inflammation in the body and can weaken the immune system. Try to get a good night's sleep majority of the nights. And if you're going to bed later because your schedule's off, work on just moving that bedtime up, just even 15 minutes each day, so you can get a solid 8 hours of sleep a night. That's really crucial for our immune system and our health. And making sure that you're exercising regularly, getting enough water, and boost up that fruit and vegetable intake.
The water is very important, right?
Yes.
I fail at that miserably. Like, how much water should we be drinking a day?
So generally I say it, and it depends. Obviously everyone's different, but if you take your body weight and divide it by 2.2, that's your body weight in kilograms. And that's on average your baseline of how many ounces you should drink a day. And then if you're active, you need to drink more. And if you eat higher protein, you need to drink more so your body can metabolize that protein. So again, working with someone who specializes, don't just blindly trying to take this on all by yourself, because it can be very overwhelming. But take a deep breath, knowing that we're all in this together and we will get through it. And just try to minimize that stress. Even if you have 15 minutes a day to meditate or do yoga, something that just really gets you in touch with your inner self and allowing your mind and body to connect is really important.
Kristin, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for joining us for this interview. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and have a great day.